Right, hello everyone, welcome to Sunday Night with Hilly, and we're here with HRF1 for round, I think it's 8 of the season. It's on the stream title in a way, and we are at Saudi Arabia, or Jeddah, as people better know it, for short qualifying 50% race. So, hopefully this week, the my internet won't go off between qualifying and race. So if I was watching last week, unfortunately my internet turned off between qualifying and race, and it came back on, I think around midnight, I think it was. So unfortunately I didn't have any access to the internet at all for those sort of few hours. So apologies about that, but nothing on my part I could do, I'm afraid. So there we go. Let's. I'm just going to bring the switch up on my phone. Hopefully, because my internet has been a little bit dodgy recently, so I haven't been looking at the stream chats because of that. But tonight I am going to. And evening, Massey. Hope you're well, buddy. So excuse me. Yeah, I'm just going to share the stream into the Discord a second, so just bear with me while I do that. I'm waiting. Not sure we've only got 14. Don't think we were actually expecting to be short like this. Might have been a couple short, but I don't think we're expecting only 14 now. Perhaps more room around Jeddah might actually make for a better time. Go. That's all the sharing done, and I'll keep that open. Hopefully it won't interfere too much. I'm not going to open a laptop though, because I think that would just be asking for trouble. So I'll just keep the stream open on my phone so I can see any comments. So, thank you very much, Massey. You're an absolute legend, buddy. Thank you very much, and good luck tonight. Ooh, here we go. Short quality, 50% race. Ranked Jeddah as well. I think everybody would agree it's probably one of the more difficult tracks of the season. I know when it came, I can remember when it came into the game. Was it a couple of years ago now, I think. And it didn't come in at the start of the game. It was introduced later on. As a sort of download track sort of thing. But I remember everybody saying, "Oh, it's amazing for time trial. It's such a good track to drive, but it's going to be horrible for racing on." And then it turned out the races were generally pretty amazing as well. So, although it's a really difficult track, and I know some drivers do hate it because of that, it's actually one of the most enjoyable tracks to drive. So, let's see how the guys fare tonight. I know Gunner's not exactly looking forward to it, and I know Corey doesn't generally look forward to Jeddah either. But let's see how they get on in a way. I suspect they'll still do pretty well. So, Massey first out on track, so we'll be doing the hilly hot lap with him. So I've got a little bit of a frog in my throat at the moment, guys, so if I cough a little bit I do apologise, but should clear now, I'm sure. Look at the track from the broadcast cam on formation lap, and then we'll switch to on board with him for the hilly hot lap at the end. This lap. So perhaps just while waiting for that, perhaps I can update you on how the championship's actually going. It's a Sunday Championship drivers standings. We've got at the moment Massey is leading the way with 129 points, and he's 12 points ahead of Chris. He's doing very well this season, so well done, Chris. Second, despite only the one podium, which was a third place in Abu Dhabi, and yet Gunner, who's 2 points behind Chris, has 2 race wins and a third place. But that's just the way it goes. Chris is he may have only had one podium, but he's scored strongly throughout, so that's why he's up there. Then there's a bit of a gap down to Whoopi, 20 points behind. Corey just 3 points behind that. And pretty close from there on. Let's switch then to Hilly Hot Lap Cam. I just realised I turned my volume up earlier today so you couldn't hear it. Anyway, no, we can't. Sorry, I'm just going to turn the volume down because I know you guys won't be able to hear a thing. No, that's controller, you dumber. Audio. I have to have it on 4 for commentating and 7 when I'm racing. Right, so it's kind of mushed up the Hilly Hot Lap with Massey, hasn't it? Oh well. Next time Massey comes out, we'll do the Hilly Hot Lap with him because it should be him having it this week. So when he comes out for a second run, we'll do it then instead. But we'll still enjoy this one as he heads onto straight. It looks pretty tidy so far, I have to say, for a first run. Massey doesn't always manage to get into the practice session. If he gets a chance, then he does. But he doesn't always get the opportunity to go into the practice session before the race. So this is very tidy, I have to say. News on Gunnar tonight. He's using his new pad. He's got the Elite 2 pad, which I have bought myself now and had my first go today, and it does feel rather good, I have to say. And I think it's going to take a bit of getting used to, but I think it will help and improve both of us in the long run. Massey gets us started with a 26.9, 29.0 from X11. The longest on the medium tyre goes 28.6. Like Corey's just come down to the final corner, and there was a Williams going across the line, but I think we're on an out lap, so it wasn't recorded. We are up to 15 now, so somebody else has joined. Like Corey's heads for the line, 127.999. I'm told he was going very well in the practice session. Anybody else? Here comes Craig with a 28.827. Goes P5 for the moment. Our second in the championship man, Chris, heads to the line. It's going to be a 27.923. We've got next Ferrari of Corey, 29.0. Somebody else just jumped up. Bowden's just jumped up 27.159 into P3. The other Ferrari of Gunnar now onto the straight. And really playing down his pace around here. 27.592. So not a bad first lap. It looks a little bit off of Massey, Sniper and Bowden, but it's only the first lap, so plenty of time to catch that up. There's Whale. Although, check his start of the lap. Whale into the final corner. Really good final corner. I like the final corner. It's designed really well for going onto a long straight. So 27.647 puts well into P5 for the Williams. What else we got? Here's Monsters. Yellow flag. That's actually an Aston Martin just minding out the way of the drivers on hot laps. So nothing to worry about. You haven't crashed. The reason I like the final corner, by the way, around here is because it's really designed well. For taking different lines. So if you're following someone with the DRS open and but you can't get the overtake done there, you might run out a little bit wider to come in and give yourself a better exit to be able to get a better straight line speed. But you can also go up the inside. There's plenty of room. It's also good for defending as well. It's just plenty of good defence to the inside. You still leave room to the outside, but makes it more difficult, of course. Monsters 29.694 in a way. Here's Whoopi onto a lap. And in the first sector. Good evening, Agna. Yeah, all good, buddy. Hope you're well too. Sorry about last week. I mean, internet turned off between qualifying and race and didn't come back on again until about midnight. Good luck out there, Checo, indeed. So, have a good one. And thank you very much to Checo as well, to Massey for the subscription. Very kind. 1 year of age. Indeed, Checo. Thank you very much, man. Long time supporter. wish I could set a thing in the Twitch to be able to say, like, if somebody subscribes for 12 months, they get a month free or something like that. Unfortunately, there's no options to do that. I guess it's Twitch themselves that have got to create little offers like that. But, so, whoopee round the final corner. 28.692 goes P10 for the moment. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to come from him, always is. Here is Checo going on to his first run. Let's go with him. D-Bomb's just entered the final sector, but we'll stick with Checo and see the whole lap rather than only seeing the end of another lap. So it's really, really hot back with Massey when he comes out for his second run. Ooh. Had to come out the power there, Checo. That would have invalidated him if he hadn't come out the power. He'd much rather, as any driver would, he'd much rather get a delta down on this lap, but that's going to kill the lap, unfortunately. So, Sector 1 really difficult here. It's only really rivaled by Japan, I think, in terms of Sector 1 difficulty. Kota's pretty difficult as well. It's, I'd say they're the three standouts. Well, Monaco as well, obviously. Monaco's just a whole track. So, D-Bomb 27.703. Went into P6 on his lap. What have we got then? I don't... Anybody on hot laps at the moment? Yeah, Volungus is. Trying to keep an eye on Massey. I don't want to miss that second run. Yeah, tapped the wall a couple of times there, Agnet, didn't he? And I think, but the second one just threw him offline, and that's why he ended up running wide. Yeah, Agnet, he literally just got out. I assume there was some sort of national problem with the company. It's quite a new company that I use. They're the only ones where I live that provide fibre. I've forgotten their name. Oh, Airband they're called. So I think it's quite a new company. So Lunga's taking advantage of getting a bit of toe there. Actually, I think it was a Haas, so it might have been an Alfa Romeo. Anyway, across the line, improves by 9 tenths to a 27.7, moves him into P7. Starting to get really tight. Only 8 tenths to P1. It stands at the moment for Volungus. Who else have we got? Checo came back into the pits rather than having another go, so he might have, because he did tag them all a couple of times, so he might have got a little bit of front wing damage. Couldn't see any debris come off, but sometimes you do get a little bit of damage without debris. X11 invalidates, also tagged the same part of the wall. Sniper Monkey going past, I believe. I think he is on a hot lap. The map is showing purple through sector 1, but I couldn't see the split time. This is the corner I hate most around here. Chicane. It's just blind. The entry's blind, and turning a little bit too early, you hit the wall, and if you're turning a little bit too late, you end up off track. Or just with a really horrible line. And it cuts you a lot of time because you're going onto the long straight. That chicane's not so bad. It's still a little bit blind because you're just coming around the right-hander before turning in for it. It's not as bad, I don't think. For the final corner then. Very much a quali line. Well, I'd probably use that for the race line as well, to be fair. Or to the left should be. Does. And across the line, 26.5. Nice lap from Sniper. That takes provisional pole at the moment. Massey's still sat in the pits. Hurry up, Massey. It's really hot, that. It's going to be on your final run, isn't it? You're only going to do 2 runs. Feel it in your bones. Corey just jumps up to P11 with a 28.6. There's an AlphaTauri crossing the line. That was Craig, 28.441. He's into P10, just ahead of X11. The other Tauri's out the front corner, but they're going slow. There is a McLaren. Both McLarens are on 8 laps, so it's neither of them. They're not setting times. Mr. Whale. Oh, Gunner's invalidated, so let's go to Mr. Whale, who's just come out the final corner. Is he heading for the line? He is. 27.459 moves him up to P5. Nice lap, Mr. Well. Improves a couple attempts. Chris into the pits. Craig's already completed his lap, so has Corey. So both McLarens on hot laps now. Fair enough, Massey. If you do come out for a final run, make sure to turn me down though, buddy, because I will be doing a really hot lap with you. Don't want to put you off. You might find you can't hear me above your headset or whatever anyway. Oh, a beat! Oh my goodness, the back end started going on him. And that will ruin the lap. He's not got a strong lap on the board yet, so he may well... I'll stick with him. Because I think less him... Oh no, he's 1.5 seconds down. He's going to switch to his teammate then. He may be able to slow down and give his teammate a tow. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing, look. He's noticed his teammate's behind him on a lap as well. He's trying to give him a tow. There he goes, dives to the inside. Oh, Monsters tags the wall on the exit of the final corner. It's not too bad. I don't think that would affect him too much, maybe half a tenth. 3.5 tenth improvement from Monsters. Still stays P14, but a much improved lap. Let's go to Checo. He's invalidated in set to 1. Plenty early enough that he can just recharge the battery though. To go again. Although he could also pit and go again as well, because he's going to have time to do that. But in a way, invalidated. So let's come to D-Bomb, who's just started the hot lap. So difficult for this first set to the tight S's, flat out. Yes, nice, flat out in 6th gear there from D-Bomb. Maybe that's a little trick, because I usually gear up to 7th and then struggle to stay flat out. So maybe that's a little trick to stay in 6th. So it helps to steer a bit easier. I don't know. I might be making that up, I've got no idea. Turns into the left nicely, ready to go into the right-left chicane. That will give him a good exit. DRS opens. Huge amount of DRS around here. 3 DRS straights. And what is a relatively small lap. I mean, it's not one of the fastest laps of the season, but it doesn't feel like a long lap when you're driving it. Gets a tow off his teammate. A lot of tows going on. So steer him. He's a little bit wide on his line through the final corner. And heads for the line. 127.9 does not improve. 2 tenths down on his previous lap. I think he probably lost a tenth for that in the final corner because he was a bit wide. Oh, Massey's on a hot lap. I've missed it, haven't I? Oh, he's right at the start of the lap. We're okay. So he's through the left, right, opener. Usually taken in 3rd gear. Then head down to the fast left and onto the long winding right. It can be low on traction round here, so you've got to be a bit careful. Then again, Massey staying in 6th gear to go through the rest of through the rights, 2 rights, and then well down to 5th for the second right. Oh my god, that Alpha Tauri moved. I think it was an Alpha Tauri. It wasn't Valungis. It must have been Craig. Just moved left a little bit, and Massey has to take evade in action. They've both been wiped out. But never mind. I think Massey's got enough time to get round again. As long as he can recharge his battery, he should have enough fuel to have another go. It would have taken a bit out of the tyres going through the first sector, but so still should be able to go again. Here's Valungis. Let's do the hilly hot lap with Valungis then. So at the same point as we started with Massey, and then we head into the S's. Left, long right-hander. So Valungis in 4th. That will just make it even worse on traction. You do need to get up to 5th as quick as you can. Again, staying in 6th. I'm going to use that as a little trick. I've not thought to do that. I always gear up to 7th, so perhaps that's a little trick for long as it's backed out. Who's the Red Bull behind? So we're not having much luck here. They've invalidated it, Chris. What is this? This is D-Bomb, right. Okay, so again we go through the left-right. Starts off the lap. I think he just tagged the wall on the outside a little bit, but through the left, right, and you see he gets up to 5th pretty quickly. And again, just holds it in 6th. All revs in 6th gear. Down to 5th for the right, left, and then back up again. And we head down to the left-hander. Late brake into this, you really do leave it to the last moment. Brake, turn in, D-bomb down to 4th. Some drivers may well take that in 5th. And you'll see the little move to the left. Look, just there. Just opens up the right hand, well, the right left. Which allows you to get a better exit and speed on the straight. Pick up DRS here. Just keep moving the car left, right. Just keep it close to the walls pretty much. Then a little bit further out on the last one there so that you can move in last second, ready to take the left, right. And then again, very good through there from D-Bomb. DRS open again now. In quali, you just generally tend to keep the car to the left until you move out for the final corner. In race, you may take a wider line just to be a bit nicer to the tyres. Open up the steering. Head, hopefully for the line. Oh, that's going to invalidate your D-Bomb. He's improved by 1/4 of a second, but he's invalidated. I wonder if his eye was drawn by the car that was going into the pits. What's that cost him? It's not, well, place-wise at the moment it's not cost him anything. He would still be in the same place. As Whale finishes off with a 27.161, goes into P5. Nice and competitive from Whale. So just bang. Oh no, he's not improving. Okay. I don't think he'll be massively impressed with the Talia Craig in that previous run, but it's Bowden's nicked him to P2 with a 26.759. Gunnar goes ahead of Whale with a 27.067. Final run from Corey. No, into the pits. So that's our grid, ladies and gentlemen. I won't run through it now because, yeah, no, I'm not impressed. I'm not surprised, Massey. I kind of did, just being on board with you. It was a sudden movement left. I obviously just clearly didn't realise you were there. And although if you didn't realise you were there, why was he sticking to the side of the track to stay out of the way? I was a little bit... Yeah, I don't know. Perhaps he touched the wall. Perhaps that's what made him sort of... because it was such a sudden little jaggery movement. Perhaps he touched the wall in trying to stay out of the way and it sort of jagged in... You know what I mean? I don't like to say it with words, but you know what I mean. So maybe he was trying to be good. The good news is, well, not for Bowden, but the good news is for you, mate, that Bowden has a 5-place grid penalty, so you still will be P2 on the grid. So Sniper Monkey with pole position. Well done, Sniper, and nice lap, buddy. 26.553. Bowden P2, but we'll drop down to P7, meaning that Massey up to P2, Chris up to 3, Gunnar up to 4, Whale up to 5, Volungis will move up to 6th place for the start. As I say, I would do a proper grid rundown on the formation lap. Any drivers listening, don't forget we will be taking a break now, so usually take 5 minutes, but keep an eye on the Discord. They normally tell you when we're going. So, but do not press the button because we will be taking a quick break. I need my break to get a coffee, so I will be back in just a couple of minutes, guys, ready for the start of the race. See you then. Okay, guys, back with you, and drivers are just waiting for the go-ahead. I hope. Check Discord. So I caught you up on the driver standings earlier on. Let's just have a quick look at the constructors while we're waiting. So we've got Aston Martin leading the way on 214, Ferrari on 207, so just 7 points between them. Red Bull then on 178, McLaren 148, AlphaTauri 143. Feels like the top 5. As we head on to the formation lap. So Jeddah, quite a new track to the calendar. Brought in, obviously had some problems there over the years with the bombing on the Friday, and it's really put the race in doubt, but they did go ahead, and it's really produced some of the great races of the season. Obviously the big talking point being the contact between Lewis and Max. Was it deliberate? Was it not? Was it dangerous? Was it not? All that sort of thing. But so it's produced some real talking points already in its short time on the calendar. And I already, I think like many others, quite look forward to Jeddah, whether it's real life or sim racing. But anyway, we head to the grid rundown. It looks like it's going to be a dry race. You generally expect that from Jeddah, as we're basically in the middle of a desert. But actually, it does rain here quite a bit. And I think everybody just hopes really that it doesn't, because it's already a difficult track in the dry. Anyway, grid rundown. So we have Sniper Monkey on pole alongside Massey, who will be looking to get ahead into turn 1. Chris and Gunnar on the second row of the grid, with Whale and Volungus filling out the third row. Bowden and D-Bomb, after Bowden's 5-place grid penalty, drops into P7, D-Bomb P8. Whoopi and Lycorius fill out the top 10 in 9th and 10th respectively. Craig and Corey on the 6th row of the grid, while X11 will start alongside Checo in P13 and P14. Monsters then at the back in P15. A little bit short on drivers tonight, but hey ho. It's still 15 drivers. It's not that short, so I'm expecting a good race tonight. I really am. Quick look as they start to line up in their grid slots. A quick look at the tyres. I think people will be expecting a safety car free race with just 15 drivers, so not that surprised to see 6 of the 15 drivers starting on hard tyres. So Sniper Monkey, Massey, Chris, Gunnar all on the hards, D-Bomb on the hards, Lycorius on the hards. Bowden and X11 are starting on the soft tyre, and everybody else starting on the mediums. Not a great view there, guys. So let's go with Gunnar off the line. All the lights are on. Out they go, and away we go at Jeddah. Let's hope the race turns out to be what we hope. Quick look around. And, it's looking like everyone's getting through okay. A couple of position changes. Lycorius makes up a place. Checo makes up a place. Volungus gets ahead of Whale. But at the moment, Sniper Monkey does lead, holds the lead past turn 1. Massey P2, Gunnar 3, Chris 4. Volungus and Whale still battling, and Bowden involved as well. Lots of battling going on here. Looks like Whale's going back into P5. Bowden's got it ahead as well into P6. D-Bomb's also nips ahead as well into P7. So Volungus dropped 3 places there. Wasn't set to 1, so maybe ran a little bit wide somewhere. So a good start to this race so far. Williams there as well, just getting the wrong line through the right left, and that's going to allow Bowden, who took it really well, to get a good run. Also on the soft tyre, of course, who's going to have a lot more grip on the acceleration. Bowden automatically onto the back of Chris. Stick with this for a moment. So Bowden, if he can, Bowden would like to get onto the front 4. Bear in mind, he's starting on the soft tyre. He's going to be pitting earlier than the other guys. He's going to get an undercut, and then the later part of the race may well come down to Bowden trying to defend the guys coming back at him. This is going to be a difficult one. He's definitely going to have to give later on the brakes, and really does. He makes those soft tyres work for him. Chris maybe a little bit early on the brakes. Perhaps just with Bowden being on the soft, didn't want to defend it too hard. It's not the be-all and end-all to hold that position at this stage of the race, so really, really tight through the midfield here. As you can see, we're on with the Aston Martin, which is D-Bomb. Close. Well, everybody is behind. That's the whole from P8 down to P15, all in a row. P7 and P6 are only just ahead. Whoopi tries at the outside of Corey, but I think Corey's defended that. He has indeed had the inside Corey, so was able to defend it. And I don't think Whoopi was moving out there to try and make a move into the chicane. I think it was more a case of someone could see the line. But Corey looks like he must have made a mistake. He's lost a couple of places. Down he drops. Let's go back to Bowden. We know he got past Chris, but he's now on to Gunnar. Gunnar in the Ferrari. Bowden the Merc. Around the outside again. The extra grip in those soft tyres. Oh, but he makes a mistake into the final corner, which means Gunnar hit the back of him slightly. It was only a small touch, to be fair, but Gunnar's gone past the pits, which suggests he didn't pick up any damage in a way. So that's good news. It was just a little mistake from Bowden. It was such a tiny little thing, but just caused a bit of contact. So, it was a tiny little thing, but for Gunnar, I bet it was a big moment. His heart sank a little bit. It's now Whoopi and Volungus, so Whoopi up to P9. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. So you got Bowden is up 4 now. X11 is off to an absolute stonking start, up 6 places. Checo up 3 as well. They're the only 3 drivers to have gained places. It's really unusual to see more drivers dropping places than gaining. That is actually exceptionally unusual. So Chris down 3, Volungus down 4, Craig down 2, and Licorius down 4. So as Bowden's already gotten past Massey. Again, it's all a bit of an illusion at the moment, because although this would be feeling great for Bowden as he picks up DRS on our race leader. Sorry, no, that was Massey getting back past Bowden. My apologies, that was Massey with DRS getting back past Bowden. At some point, Bowden's tyres will not be feeling so great anymore. And at that point, that's when this race starts to really happen, because I would suspect they're already feeling a little worn, and they're probably still performing better than the hards, but he has gotten back past into turn 1, but I don't think Sniper would be too worried, even with a soft driver behind him now. I think he would feel pretty confident about holding the gap. So Kuma just runs a bit wide. Hopefully came off the power so not to get a warning. Oh, we got a yellow flag, and it's D-Bomb. D-Bomb round at the final corner of the first sector. Can't see any obvious signs of damage, so hopefully he's okay. And he'll just continue on. So that's our first incident, lap 4. Our first incident that's had any real effect, as X11 becomes the first driver to pick up a penalty. He's now up to P6. But does have Chris and Whoopi right on his tail. Back up to these leaders and watch this battle unfold. So as you can see, now Bowden's gotten past Massey. We've reached a point there where he can't. Well, at the moment, it doesn't look like he can create any sort of gap. Massey might get a run down to... Yeah, he's definitely going to get a run down to turn 1. Look how close he was coming out of the final corner. Here he comes. Comes to the outside, but he's going to have the move done way before we reach the braking zone. Bowden folds back in behind. Again. It's all going to be about when Bowden has to pit. He's... Presumably, he'll pit somewhere around lap 10. Depends whether he's planning on going to mediums or hards. I'm going to suggest he's done soft medium. And so I would presume he'll pit around about lap 10 and then do 15 laps on the mediums. Get the tyres back up for you. And I'd assume that X11's doing the same. No real shock that the two guys that started on the soft tyres have had the best starts. So while these guys battle, Sniper Monkey, well, I was going to say he'd be rubbing his hands together. He probably won't because he's driving a car, but you know what I mean. He'll be loving the fact that these guys are battling because since we last looked, he's now pulled out another half a second. At the moment, as it stands, these guys looking like they're probably going to be driving for P2. He already just pulled out another 3/10, Sniper Monkey. So, Bowden then with DRS, but couldn't get alongside. Gone a little bit wide into the final corner to give a better angle. Should have given him a better exit, but it seems to be a little bit late getting the power down. But he's still going to get the move. And again, he's going to have it done before they reach braking, I believe. So we'll be able to move back to the racing line. And turn in to turn 1 as expected. All the while this has been going on, look, Mr. Whale has gotten onto the back of them. So he did drop off a little bit earlier on, but he's managed to get himself right back up onto the back of them, which is exactly where he wants to be. He should be pitting a little bit earlier than the guys that started on the hards, unless he's planning to go medium soft. I would presume the guys that started on the hards are going to look to do hard soft. Could be hard medium. Depends on your circumstances, because, for example, Gunnar, who seems to be sort of stuck where he is at the moment. So Gunnar may decide to... I mean, his intention may have been to go hard soft, but perhaps he might switch to a hard medium so that he can pit earlier and try and undercut. And then, as I say, the attention will then turn to trying to defend later on. But, we just heard my dad calling someone a nutter. It wasn't me. He's talking about Wesley Snipes and Demolition Man. So I just realised I've left my coffee over by the kettle. Hang on. I'll come get me coffee. Then you can't finish commentary without coffee. I didn't fill that up. We follow. We're in order at the moment. So, continue on. Everything seems to have sort of settled down at the moment. I think we're just sort of in the build up to the pit stops now. It's so annoying when you're in Bowden's position. It's so annoying because you feel like you can create a gap, but of course you do create a gap, and then, but not enough to get somebody out of your DRS, and then every time you hit DRS zone, they're back on your gearbox again, and you start all over again. It's so frustrating. And then, even if you do create a second gap, they can just use their energy to be able to get back inside it again. It's just so frustrating. Do you think, particularly on races with no safety cars, energy management has become one of the really seriously important parts of sim racing this year in Formula 1? And Whale managed to get past Gunnar, so his medium's still working for him. Must have had a good exit out the final corner. It's a little bit off track there. He might have got a warning there. The penalty amongst these top 5 guys, well, in fact the whole of the field, because the whole of the field's all tight together, so there's a little gap between Gunnar and Whoopi, but then there's behind Whoopi, look, it's close drivers again. So any penalties at the moment are looking like they could be really significant come the end of the race. And this is the battle between Whoopi and Chris at the moment. I'm looking at this one because it's it's likely to lead to an overtaking opportunity for Chris. So he's in P2 in the championship at the moment, Chris. Gunnar just a couple of points behind in P3, and Massey, I'm trying to remember what it was, I think it was 12 points in front. As I think the yellow flag is Lycorius, who's dropping down, and D-Bomb goes past as well, so Lycorius drops to the back. Again, no obvious signs of damage on the front of the car, so hopefully he's okay as Massey nips back past Bowden into the final corner. I can't see any reason why. Oh, in fact, Bowden's going to take it back up into turn 1. Again, done way before they reach braking. And as things are going right now, I can't see any reason why the soft tyre guys would be looking to pit anytime soon. Here's Chris making a move on Whoopi, pushed it out a bit wide. I think Whoopi still kept one wheel within the white line at all times there, so I don't think Whoopi would have been penalised, and would technically make it within the realms of fairness from Chris. That done, now Whoopi will look to try and stay on the back of him. And it could be the sign there that maybe the hards are starting to come into their own at this point of the race. We're on lap 9. Tyre wear, it's not that tyre wear is particularly hard around here, it's that the tyres, the pace of the tyres seem to go off quite early around here. I guess because of the nature of the track, because of the twisty, winding, twisty turns, grip is paramount. So, Corey couldn't get the move done on Monsters there, but he's going to get 3 DRS zones in a row. So that's my own thing with this track. I don't think 3 DRS zones suits it. I think it should drop to 2 and have them separated. Here comes Corey. He will have the inside of the corner. Monster's still very much alongside and inside to the room. And presumably, I think Monsters will get DRS. So, is he going to get back ahead? There we go. That's what DRS does for you guys. So really good battling from these two. As we get a yellow flag, and it's just ahead of us. It's the Haas of X11. Oh, X11, who'd had such a good start to this race. So it was the only driver to have picked up a penalty so far, but I'm waiting for the view to change so that we can see. And we got a McLaren round, and that's Monsters. And he does not have a front wing anymore. So he's lost his front wing. Still waiting for the angles to change on X11's car, if that would be lovely at some point. But no, seems to have everything where it should be. So we go back to battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Whoopi at the moment not making any inroads to closing the gap to these guys. Oh dear, no, I don't realise that one. Yeah, I know which I know which curve you're talking about. It's it's where the 2 right-handers are that leads up to the end of the first sector. It's that curve. It's like a rail track. You touch it and it just puts you on like a rail track, and you can't move. All you can really do is come off the power and turn in when you get the opportunity. But Massey back to V2. Still things looking exceptionally good for Sniper Monkey. With a 5-second gap, he doesn't need to do anything special here. He just simply needs to keep it on the road, keep driving it. He doesn't need to push at all. Just simply cruise around, look after the tyres, keep the energy high. He's on 41% at the moment, so we could look to maybe increase that a little bit. So he doesn't want to give away the, give an opportunity to these guys to get back into a battle for the win, but at the same time, looking after the car, looking after energy, fuel, etc, etc. It's a good thing to do for him at this stage. X11 gets back past Lycorius for P14, and Monsters has indeed made his way back round to the pits and is exiting. And he's gone to hard tyres that will take him to the end of this race with ease. We are now on lap 11. Surely Bowden will be in this lap. X11 has pitted off his softs, by the way. He's onto mediums now. Surely Bowden. No. And I guess this is because he's in this group. He's got no real reason at the moment. He keeps just switching positions with Massey for P2. So there's no massive reason for him to pit right now. The only reason you could think of, really, would be to attempt to get the undercut. You must know the hard guys are going to stop somewhere around lap 15. So perhaps if you could get these softs to maybe lap 13 and then pit with 2 laps undercut just to get a gap, then when the other guys switch to their mediums, they're not going to have much of a tire advantage to use on him. There's an undercut right now, it should be huge. The amount of wear on the tyres, that is Lycorious round. Very awkward part of the track. I don't mean for the other drivers, obviously he's ghosted, so they'll just go through him, but awkward. I meant awkward for him turning round, pretty much. And he has got damage this time. He was missing his right end plate on the front wing. Hopefully he'll just pit for a new one and come back out again. He may well fall a lap down behind Sniper Monkey, but when Sniper Monkey pits, he will unlap himself, so with only 15 drivers on grid tonight, everybody's going to score some reasonable points as long as they finish the race. So into the pits is Bowden. To say this could be a really important moment for the battle for P2. Where will he come out is one of the biggest questions for him. Well, where he is says to me, well, Whoopi and Volungus have followed him in, so that helps. There's D-Bomb is just coming through, so he's going to be behind D-Bomb, but I think there's going to be quite a gap between them, so he's going to have loads, acres of room of free track to drive into. So, big question now for Whale, who's gotten past Massey, by the way, into P2. Big question for these guys now is what do they do? What do they... do they react immediately, or do they continue on their merry way? Just in the one lap, I reckon Bowden would pull 2 or 3 seconds on them. So if they pit the lap after and only have the 1 lap tyre advantage, it may not work for them. We'll have to see. Bowden's looked very quick. He did well in qualifying. Well, he qualified P2, but picked up a 5-place grid penalty, which made him start 7th. And it looks like Massey is going to pit. So Massey is in, and I don't know whether this is a defence against Bowden's pit stop, or whether it's more a way of trying to undercut the other two. So, just looking, where is Bowden? Bowden's just going through the final corner now. There is Bowden. So, Craig is into the pits as well. And Sniper Monkey's pitted as well. This is going to be tight. He's not got the 2 or 3 second. In fact, he's been overcut. Well, Bowden's going to be scratching his head. Unless he's made a mistake on the outlap that I didn't realise. Bowden is going to be scratching his head as to how on earth has Massey got out ahead of him. And he's got over a second lead. How has that happened? Make sure DRS maybe, because Massey, so Whale went past Massey, so that Massey had DRS. Seems to me more likely that Bowden maybe made a mistake somewhere on the outlap, but that has left us with Whale and Gunnar both imminently going to pit. It's left us with these two battling for the lead, and Gunnar on the outside goes round Whale and into the final corner now, already ahead. One of these guys at least will head to the pits, and it's going to be Gunnar. I think Whale was going to pit, you know. I think he was going to pit, but when he saw Gunnar take to the pit lane, he decided to stay out. And just do one more lap. It will be one more lap. I'm sure he'll be in at the end of this lap, because this is the lap he would be pitting if he was doing medium soft. So 15 laps we will have completed on the mediums, do 10 on the softs. So interestingly, Gunnar's gone to mediums as Bowden gets ahead of Massey. Despite being a second behind, and they come out the pits. He's not going to panic. He's an experienced driver, and he knows full well as long as he can stay on the back of him, the best chance to actually beat him today would be to DRS him on the final lap. But I have to give it to Bowden. He is showing serious pace at the moment. Serious race pace. His quality pace was very good, but his race pace is just his race pace seems better. Yeah, I think Corey getting ahead of Checo further down. Corey up to P9. Checo's still on the back of him at the moment. Checo doing well at the moment. P10. Do have 4 drivers now with penalties. I'm just going to go back to the Massey Bowden because they're getting exceptionally close again on track. As predicted, Whale is into the pits. Is it for softs? Surely it's for softs. Does that look like Bowden eased off the power to get the DRS for the straight? That looks what that looked like to me. He has, look at him flying up. This Whale seems to be taking an absolute age in the pits. Look at Gunnar trying to switch back. I think he's got Bowden. He has. What a move from Gunnar. The switchback coming out of turn 2. Look at the amount of time that extra lap's cost Whale. He's 3 seconds behind this group. So, it looks like Gunnar... Sorry, it looks like Gunnar timed his pit stop perfectly. Because he's now got the freshest tyre out of the top 4. And he also got the undercut on Whale, 3 seconds. So, looks like, write that on a notepad somewhere, guys, for when you do Jeddah. On what lap he just pitted. Yes, Agnet, definitely. It's worked perfectly. And that little switchback was absolutely superb. Move of the day so far. So, we know Bowden's pace. We know he's not just going to sit on his laurels here. He's going to look to get that place back. Get onto the back of Massey again. Oh! It's a little bit of contact there, I think, between Massey and Gunnar. It was only a tiniest little contact, if there was any. Look, this getting blocked in, Gunnar. He went to move quite late to the inside, but noticed that Bowden had also moved to make the move on him. Bowden obviously had to double toe and ended up getting both of them. This battle is absolutely superb from all 3 of these drivers. This is wonderful to watch. Meanwhile, should we actually just look at Sniper Monkey? There he is. Look, there he is. Just give him 5 seconds of fame. He's driving beautifully. There we go. That's Sniper Monkey's 5 seconds of fame on the stream. Well, there's other battles going on like we got at the moment. It's not just this one. You've got Checo, who's got past Corey into P9. Has Corey bearing back down onto him again, but D-Bomb is right on the back. In fact, he's going for the move. This is D-Bomb going past Corey for P10. And he's immediately going to be on the back of Checo, and he's got fresh medium tyres on. He's going to be, well, it's going to be almost impossible for Checo to hold back. I think Checo would be better off concentrating on Corey right now. He knows D-Bomb's going to get the DRS, so it may be better just to leave a gap. Don't ease off or anything, but just leave a gap, let him get the move with DRS. And then you can use him for DRS yourself to defend from Corey. May actually get back past here. It's just... It's a long old straight with DRS. That's what I mean. It's a bit OP around here, DRS. Oh, but he runs wide, Checo, which allows D-Bomb to dive back up the inside, and he'll have DRS. Will he? No, Checo's still got it. He's going to go back past again. He's on the outside for turn 1, but he's got it done before the braking zone. So D-Bomb folds back in behind. As a battle's still going on up here. Wales caught them. Well, he's caught them, and he did actually get past Massey for a moment there, but Massey back through again. That's 3 seconds Wales taken out of them with his fresh softs. Surprises me because it's not as if they're on worn mediums, is it? So perhaps it's them battling each other which has allowed Wales to get back onto the back of them, or maybe it's just his super duper pace, I don't know. So Checo and D-Bomb still battling. D-Bomb gets back past, but it's the same scenario as before. Checo will get DRS here, which is going to allow him back onto the gearbox to then presumably have a look down into the final corner in the next DRS zone, or hold off and try and have a look into turn 1 again. Well, he's got a decent amount of energy in comparison, about 25% more than Checo. So this might be the moment for D-Bomb. He may want to use some of that energy. Checo, if this is where D-Bomb should use some energy. Checo has a poor exit out the final corner. Not really using it. I thought he might use some energy to keep a gap and then try and extend the 1 second lead in the first sector, as Checo just goes a little bit wide again into turn 1. Much better through turn 2. If you look behind that, is Craig just going on to the back of us. A little update for if people wonder why Corey's in 12th. I do know he's having some problems with his pad, so something to do with the accelerator isn't engaging properly. So I can't tell you much more than that, but I know he's definitely having some problems. Tell us early on today. So he did a 100% race last night with me at oh my goodness, where did we drive last night? Oh, Singapore. So of all the tracks for it to happen, it was 100% around Singapore as accelerators start playing up. Lovely as Chris looks to the outside of Whoopi. Eases off slightly, and I think that's to get the DRS as Corey leaves the session. Fighting straight back. It's good to see it in the background. Chris at the inside of Valungis. But look at this. Whoopi and Valungis are coming back. Oh, there's contact. Valungis hits the back of Chris. An awkward moment. Seemed to get boxed in a little bit with Whoopi going past. But, well, ultimately, at first look, it looked to me like Valungis had to back off. He ended up just driving into the back of Chris. That's the first look impression. As I've said before on my streams, somebody's done a lot of stewarding in the past. Stopped doing it now, but well, I am the head steward actually here. Well, not head steward, appeal steward in HRF1, but don't get many appeals. So, but in my experience, there's always 2 sides to the story. Sometimes 3. But, it did cause serious damage. Oh, Bowden and Massey have contact. Massey goes round. Ended up spun. And I'm not going to give a first impression on that because I simply didn't get to it soon enough. I didn't see the approach to the corner. Oh, Bowden's made a mistake. And that looked to me like it was from the dirty air of Wales. What's he doing? Bowden into the pits. Massey, luckily by the looks of it, didn't pick up any damage and is in. Does need front wing change, Bowden, and we'll go of course to the softs. He's Flungus in as well, of course, because he needs a front wing. Looks like Bowden's going to exit behind Checo. Maybe even Corey, who's bombing down the straight. Is Corey back with us? I didn't actually see his name come up. Yes, he is. Yeah, he's going to come out just behind Corey. But Corey on 10 lap old hards isn't going to hold off fresh softs for very long. Or even to the next corner, in fact. So there we go. Corey may have actually deliberately just let him through there, because I think he's having some problems, Corey. So, but that little incident has separated the group. So Gunnar now solidly in P2 with a 1.6 second lead over Whale. Massey then 8.5 seconds back, but still remains P4. And is ahead, of course, of second place in the championship, Chris. I think that incident will definitely be something for the stewards to look at. I'm sure one of them will submit it. There's, oh, that's Monsters, it's just been lapped, so that's him ghosting. There's Chris and Whoopi battling. Chris gets through. Pitted lap 16, Chris. He's completed 6 laps on his softs, but Whoopi with DRS gets back past again. It's certainly been a very, very good race. We've got yellow flags. Actually, was that it? Yeah, no, it wasn't. That wasn't an incident at sector 11, just allowing the front guys through under blue flags. Whale eating into the gap at the moment, so this is on track. And it does have a penalty. With obviously sort of last season in all the leagues I'm in, nothing to do with me, I promise, but all the leagues I'm in or have been part of, I've all generally started to look at removing 3-second penalties now. So because the game does have a glitch where it will give multiple penalties for one incident, or multiple warnings for one incident. So which obviously it's not supposed to do. So you can't always trust that the driver ahead is actually going to keep the penalty they have. So if you can do it on track, it's best to. And well, at the moment, he's just gradually getting onto Gunnar. He's got within the DRS now, so he just had DRS down the home straight. Now it's just a case of getting through sector 1. Calmly, really. It's his best way. I don't know if I'd say he's got a tyre advantage anymore. They're probably quite similar to softs and mediums at this stage. It's always a confidence thing, though. You do, for some reason, when you're driving on softs, you do feel more confident about your driving, or at least I do. I don't know, maybe that's a me thing. I don't know, but I always feel a bit more confident when I got softs on the car. Still within DRS range here. Whale. Bowden is onto the back. Let's just quickly go to Bowden on the back of Checo. So finish sector 1. Bowden goes to the inside. Checo with a penalty. Don't think he's going to want to battle this too hard. Doesn't back off as such, but doesn't sort of battle it 100%. No real reason to. He's having a very good race, Checo. I don't think doesn't want to put what would be a decent result for him in jeopardy by battling a driver on fresh softs. So Chris now, as you can see from our copter cam, to the inside for Chris, but never really gets fully alongside. He's alongside enough to warrant some room, which Whoopi gave him, but was never absolutely alongside. So my advice really to Chris here would be, you don't want to overtake at this point. I mean, Whoopi's got a penalty, so it probably doesn't matter much actually, but Whoopi seems to Actually seemed like Whoopi let him through there. I mean, Whoopi doesn't want to be battling. He's got D-Bomb behind. So, really, he doesn't want to be battling with Chris because he needs to keep the gap to D-Bomb. That's more important than battling with a guy who's penalty-free, in a way. Let's go back up then to the Gunnar-Whale battle. So Whale within half a second of Gunnar now. He doesn't want to make a move. Surely he doesn't want to make a move. Nicely done from the guys. It sounded like Gunnar may have had a little touch on the wall on the outside. The car directly behind them there is X11, who's a lap down. So he's on fresh softs, but he really shouldn't try and get involved with this. This is a battle for P2. You shouldn't. I know sometimes. Okay, well, he might argue actually I'm going for fastest lap, but kind of a respect thing. Let these guys battle. Again, it looked like Gunnar might have run a little bit wide there. Definitely run wide there, but probably come off the power. Definitely came off the power because, well, has extended 8 tenths, 7 tenths now. It's about another 10 seconds, and I will switch to Sniper Monkey because on a race he's completely and utterly dominated from start to, well, through quali and start to finish of the race. It's been a sublime performance, and of course we've barely seen him, so let's go on board with Sniper Monkey now and see him across the line. What has been an absolutely stupendous performance to win tonight. Hasn't put a foot wrong. Well, I mean, we haven't seen him, so I assume he's not put a foot wrong, but I might be wrong. There's a few little waggles across the line. But Sniper Monkey wins in Jeddah. Absolute dominant performance. Whale will finish P2. Gunnar P3. Massey, despite the spin, after contact with Bowden, is still going to finish in a strong P4. And he's going to lose a tiny amount of points to Gunnar, who's in P3 in the championship. He does extend a lead over Chris, though, who's P2 in the championship. Again, just slightly, but every little helps. So, ultimately, for Massey tonight, it's a little bit of what could have been, but at the same time, for the championship, it's not a bad result at all. Whoopi P6, D-Bomb P7, which is an exceptionally good recovery, by the way. Bowden P8 in the end, Craig P9. Checo, I think, has been absolutely superb in P10. Can't give him my driver of the day because he had a penalty, so I think, like, well, yeah. Oh, what do I do with driver of the day? If I don't give it to Well, he's going to be upset. But at the same time, I can't ignore Sniper Monkey, who's just dominated and won the race by 12 seconds. So I'll do the full rundown before getting the guys for a podium interview. Don't think I can get Sniper in, unfortunately, because he's a PlayStation player, so unless he's got the Xbox app. So it'll just be Whale and Gunnar. I'll ask Gunnar if he can get him in somehow, but I don't think so. Fastest lap, by the way, went to Volungus in the end, finishing P11 with a 1:29.457. So Sniper wins from Whale in P2, Gunnar P3. Let me get those guys in quickly before doing the rest of the rundown. Okay, Massey P4, Chris P5, Whoopi 6, D-Bomb 7, Bowden in 8, Craig P9, Checo P10. Brilliant race from him. Volungus P11, Corey P12, Monsters P13, X11 14, and Lycorius 15. Fastest lap to Volungus with that 1:29.457 I mentioned. Well done to the penalty-free drivers, which were Sniper Monkey, Whale, Massey, Chris, Bowden, Craig. Obviously, that is pending any stewards' inquiries, but there we go. Quickly nip to the race director and scroll through incidents so that we got them. And there we go. And there, that's about it. So I think I've got to talk to these two now. So there we have it. Driver of the day goes to Sniper Monkey for an absolutely, well, just complete dominance from qualifying through the race. I feel a little bit mean, Whale. You were definitely next on the list, but it's hard not to give it to you. But at the same time, you can't dominate like that and not get it. You can't include your. Oh no, neither of you can include your audio because I haven't allowed it. Hang on. There you go. Now you can. Do it. Do it now.
I've done it.
Done it. Excellent. Right. I don't know if either of you guys have a way of getting Sniper Monkey in, do you? At all?
I haven't. I've just messaged him
No.
saying for future, can he get the Xbox app?
Yeah, I think that's what we should do in all the leagues. To be fair,
Yeah.
A little message out saying non Xbox players, can you please make sure you get the app so that you can talk to the commentator if you're on the podium. Right. Anyway, so we'll just say congratulations, Sniper Monkey, pole position, race win, complete dominance, and driver of the day. No fastest lap though, which lets you down a bit. So there you go. Right, Whale, I'm going to come to you. P2
Woo!
in the end. Gunnar obviously had the penalty, but you never quite know.
Yeah.
You know whether they're going to keep that penalty or not. But I think I spotted him running wide at least twice after the penalty came up. So pretty sure he will.
Oh dear.
But you know, what a race! What a race!
That was,
It was
absolutely brilliant.
so
I
fun.
loved that.
That
was
was one of the best
amazing.
races I've had for a while in terms of commentary. I have to say that was spectacular, and it wasn't just you guys battling for P2 among the what was it like 4 of you or 5 of you, 4 of you?
4, yeah.
4 of you. There was battles
Sure.
going on further down
4.
where there was like 4 or 5 people battling as well. So it was just superb all the way through. I could go wherever I wanted to see action. Brilliant. But from you, there must have been a little part of you when you come out the pits thinking, how have I lost 3 seconds?
I know. Couldn't believe it. Then I managed to catch back up straight away. Within like 2 laps.
Yeah, I think them
Amazing.
battling was probably helping you in
Yeah.
catching up. Because I was a little bit worried for you at the point you've come out, you've suddenly lost 3 seconds.
I know.
Your
wasn't
lap was
happy.
okay, so you know it was just
It's all right.
it was just an undercut
Bad
sort of
luck.
situation.
Yeah.
But
then obviously they were scrapping. Came together, Bowden and Massey.
yeah,
Luckily, I managed to ghost, or Massey ghosted. Otherwise,
yeah.
would have been a bit of a sticky situation. And then Bowden hit the wall at the next corner. So
You've just
from
finished
there, it was
P2.
cruising home.
You've just finished P2 penalty
Get in.
free. You're in a sticky situation already. I know.
I definitely wasn't
Family stream.
begging. Definitely wasn't begging for Sniper Monkey to put it in a wall.
We were praying, weren't we, in the party? Go on, put it in the wall, boy.
Howard, thank you very much, and
Yeah,
see you next week, buddy. Thank you for watching. Well, great race, buddy.
It was really fun.
And you did really well
Thank
to
you.
catch back up to them and get through as well. So superb.
Get in.
Gunnar, P3 in the end. So you're on the podium, a track you've been quite vocal about today. You really don't get on with. So I think you've got to take that, haven't you?
Oh, I'm absolutely over the moon, mate. I'm buzzing, yeah. I'm well happy with that. Obviously, with my new settings and that on my controller and that, it's been a bit of a struggle, Jeddah.
Yeah.
I thought I kind of got the hang of it a bit in quality, but yeah, still weren't 100% there on my old pace sort of thing. But yeah, I had a good race, really. I mean, I think I only got it because Bowden and Massey crashed, to be honest, yeah. But
Well, I don't know if you
said
were
on
in the
the grid.
mix. Well, yes, because of the penalty, I guess.
Yeah,
dropped down, but
I noticed early on, a couple of laps, I could basically push Massey through sector 1, but then on the ladies get on the straights and they're gone. I was just burning every single lap just to try and stay with them.
yeah,
Which was really struggling, and then I hit the wall. Whale, I tell you, I think I hit the wall probably about 5 or 6 times through that whole race. Nearly spun it a good few times as well, but I mean, yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, I gained 3 points back on Massey, so
yeah.
for the championship, so I'm happy.
That's it. So you've gained 3 points back on Massey. I think it puts you level or 1 ahead of Chris for P2 now as well. So yeah, it's all round. It's got to be a good day, I think. So
Oh yeah, me and Corey are absolutely buzzing, mate, with that. So I
yeah,
mean, for Jeddah, for both to get a result like that at Jeddah on a track that we both physically don't like,
yeah.
is
Just
good. So
just a note on Corey. Was he having some issues of some sort with his controller?
no, he's got a
Some
new
sort
one
of
now, but he
Oh,
got kicked a couple of times, didn't he?
I saw him get kicked once, and I invited him back. I didn't see a second time, but perhaps he did.
Oh, he got
I
kicked
don't know what
right at
he's
the
up
end, but
to.
at that point it didn't even
Oh,
matter because he'd crossed the line. But no, he got a new controller through this morning. He said he broke. He said he noticed it was a bit dodgy yesterday, so he ordered a new one or something, and it come this morning.
oh right, okay. No,
So
no worries.
he's on a brand new pad with all the settings that I'll give him. So
Fair enough. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, all in all, I'd like to say a really good congratulations to the league tonight. Bit of a shame to only have 15, but in a way, I think that led to a better race because we didn't have the incidents and all that sort. There were a few incidents, but we didn't have the safety car incidents and all that sort of thing. So, in a sort of strange
yeah,
way, might have made a better race having the 15 drivers instead. Obviously, we want
yeah,
to see full grids, but it was a superb race. I've really enjoyed that one tonight. I
yeah. I
think
thoroughly
that's
enjoyed it, mate. For to be no safety cars as well is good. And
yeah.
I
So
actually I actually went about 1.1, 1.2 laps over of fuel.
yeah,
And by the time I finished, I was on like 1.6, 1.7. So you actually gain around Jeddah. You don't lose anything.
yeah. I always gain a rank
So
cheddar. Not
you could
much, but I
underfuel
do gain
Jeddah
it.
and hit the finish line without a safety car easily,
Yeah, that's it.
which is good to know for future.
Yeah. Um, Last night we did 100% Singapore last night, and so 62 laps of Singapore. The car only lets you have 62 and a half laps of fuel in it.
Really?
Yeah, and if you drive normally,
Oh,
you lose point 0.2 every 5 laps. No, 10 laps. Yeah,
I've-
no, every 5 laps you lose point 0.4 every 10 laps if you drive just normally around a track.
Oh,
So
bloody hell.
you've got to fuel
So you've
save.
got a fuel save then straight
Yeah,
away.
yeah. Until
bloody hell.
until somebody hits the wall, obviously, and a safety car comes out, and then you've got loads of bloody fuel. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but it would have been interesting though if we'd have got to the end with no safety cars or anything, because yeah, fuel saving all the way through. But yeah, anyway, I don't know why I talked about that, but there we go. Anyway, guys, so those of you out there watching and have watched along with me, thank you ever so much to all of you as always. Thank you, Agna, in the stream there, keeping me chatting through the race. And thank you ever so much to the 2 subscribers as well, or at least the 2 that I've seen come up anyway, Massey and Checo. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you to you too, Well. It's because I noticed on my news feed in the Twitch channel that you did you gifted a subscription the other day, so thank you for doing that.
I did.
On a Tuesday,
You're
I think
welcome.
that was, but I only saw
Saw
it
that
today.
pop up
So,
as well.
yeah, it doesn't always come up on the chat for me when people do stuff like that, and then I see it like days later when I go onto Twitch on the laptop. I can see a list of it. But yeah, in a way, thank you very much, guys. Thank you to everybody who watched the stream back as well. Really appreciate it. The league really appreciates it. We'll be back tomorrow night. Not myself, but we will be back tomorrow night with Kinners doing the commentary for the Monday Night
Where are
League,
we
and
tomorrow?
we are at Hungary tomorrow.
Oh, God.
So a track I love, but yeah, I wiped
Roll
my,
on next week, I say.
I wiped my time trial, and I'm now stuck 3 tenths off of what it was, and I can't seem to get there again. But
Nice.
I'll get there.
Well, we've got reverse grids next week as well, so it should be interesting.
Oh.
Austria, well, Bahrain for Sunday, and
Austria.
Austria for Monday.
Ooh, interesting.
So that should be an interesting couple of races there, I think.
Well, we'll need to drop some points this week tomorrow night so that we get a bit
Yeah.
of place. Right then. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for joining and having a chat with me. Good night, everyone. Have what's left of your Sundays, and have a safe week. Whatever you're doing at work or whatever. See you soon.